we were talking about if dating is easier or harder as a successful woman.
Um, that's the question.
Yeah.
Honestly, it should be easier.
Why?
Um, Pretty much already prepared. You know, well, it's a pro and a con, but I feel like just in general, it should be a lot easier if you're successful because you can. There's problems you can eliminate it with already know you're successful, so you obviously have a good way of thinking and being able to resolve a problem.
So
That's
it's evidence. I can see that. It's evidence that someone's mature. So
exactly.
I see how people who are successful might have a better time in
Yeah.
relationships overall. But let's say you're already successful and you're a woman. What do you think could be hard about it?
Just knowing who's real and who's not, who has your back, and Mike Gates hello. Just knowing who's really having your back, who's not just trying to use you and get what they need out of you, and then call it a day.
So and that's what some people have said over here is you have to be a little careful. Uh, well, you don't want a bum, but you also don't want someone who is so successful they don't have time for you.
Exactly. Exactly. What do you think about it?
I think it must be hard to have to figure out if some guy is going to provide you emotional support
Zim's hello.
just by looking at his dating profile, for example.
Okay. So how I feel about it generally just is, it's a pro and a con to either way. You can meet somebody successfully, you can meet somebody unsuccessful. The person that you overlook could really be the one that can outdo the person that is successful. Hold up, how you doing? Um, then also the person that's successful might not be able to provide some good feelings towards you and things that the person that is successful. It's just
Yeah,
a lot of pros and cons it comes with.
it's a lot of pros and cons, but uh, if you have a limited time and you want to find a guy, you have to filter people out real
Correct.
quick, right?
Right.
So if you have money, you could take guys out and pay for dinner just because you think that they emotionally connect with you
Correct.
and you're a woman. But is a successful woman going to actually do that?
Not even that, just are they in it just for like what I really generally look for is someone in it for the long run. That's how I naturally know I can feel it when somebody's in it for the long run. That's what my main goal is just being with somebody who's ready to relax and be prepared for sunny days, rainy days, all seasons, good or bad, and just naturally be ready for the longest run. Somebody can
Can
be
you
running.
feel that when you
Somebody can just be running fast and sprint the fastest and get do these things for you, make you think they got your back, but they burn out. They could burn out a lot faster. They can crash out a lot faster compared to somebody who's pacing themselves and walking and really has your back for the long run.
How does a woman determine that? Does she not sleep with a guy until she's been on 3 dates with him? Does she not even go on a date until he's said that he's looking for a commitment in the next couple of years? What does she do?
Um, that's a little iffy question because it's like I can say somebody can do this and then they can be faking it. They can do it for you just for a time being and then switch up on you. As soon as they get you, they're like, all right, on to the next and who else I can um, trick along the path of people are a lot of people are in it just for excitement for the moment for like a month or two and then they completely stop treating you how they were treating you when they first were trying to get you. I noticed that it's just getting worse and worse by the year. That I think what it is too much access to social media. And this a hello. I think the access to social media is what is the downfall of a lot of relationships because they get on here and they see certain things and they're thinking like, okay, well, why doesn't my person does this or why do I get that? And it can really distract them what they have really to appreciate about.
That makes me think of, I 100% agree that social media makes it so hard to focus on what you've already got going on. But I wonder, is there a way to build that into your relationship with some sort of plan? Like, we're going to be exclusive. We're not going to go on Instagram. We're not going to talk to other people after we've been at this certain point in our relationship through social media. What does that look like? I know it's hard to answer that.
Um, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Be like I get it. A lot of people just they rely on certain apps to boost their mood in a way. Um, they seek validation from other people instead of certain people around them. So that can be a big major problem as well. But honestly, to answer that question, that's a tough one. Sandra, hello.
I think it's tough if you're not living with someone, which you're not until you've been dating for probably at least 6 months, unless it's some type of hurry up situation where someone has a job somewhere else and you share an apartment. It gets interesting with the splitting rent part, which a lot of people do
Right,
to save money. But if you're not living with someone, I don't, you really can't say to them or they can't say to you, don't use don't use dating. It's hard.
right. Uh, uh, yeah, I noticed I clicked on your page. It says I can help you get a husband this year. Confidential consult.
That's me.
That's what you do. That's what your page is about.
That's the what I'm trying to see. Is this a, a channel to do that?
Gotcha, gotcha.
That's awesome.
Thanks. I don't know if it is.
How how long you been doing it for?
Oh, well, the first time I got on TikTok was when we were all stuck inside in COVID.
Nice,
Oh wow,
nice.
people's been doing it
So
for
you grinded a lot of your most of your followings. I'm assuming.
Well, all of the followers were pretty much from that first month in COVID.
oh
And
wow.
then I took a lot of time out in the real world, like everyone else, when we got you know, we were out and about again. But I found that a lot of talking to people actually still happens back on apps and on our phones instead of, at bars or coffee shops.
Got you. 90% of it is through a phone.
Yeah. I don't know if it's healthy, but I don't think it's changing anytime soon.
I mean, the rate it's at, I think it's just going to get even more through technology. If I'm being honest with you, the rate we're at is definitely looking like more technology, less in the real world.
Did you is are you did you meet someone in the real world?
Yes, I did. I did. My girlfriend I have right now, I was working at AutoZone, and she came in she came into the job, and I helped her out. And me being a man, I knew about vehicles and stuff, and because a lot of males, they go wrong by not stepping up and doing certain things, like sending their females in a car shop place to get things done when that's a male thing to do. Like, obviously, obviously, if you're just single, you can do that. But me and her did real meet in the real world, though. It happened, and it's been great ever since.
So she introduced herself to you, it sounds like.
She walked into my job, and she seen I was at the register, so she pretty much walked up to me. She had comfort. We already knew each other prior to,
Okay.
but we didn't know each other like that. You get what I'm saying? We always knew each other's name. We knew what we looked like. We just never actually crossed paths to like really talk. But she came up to my register, and we we've been good ever since.
But that's a
We had
very modern woman move, even to walk into a auto zone,
right,
unless you like fix cars as a woman. I don't know a ton of women who do. Some do.
exactly. What it
So,
what it was is, I believe her brother, he was fixing on her car at the time, and told her to go pick up the parts. I believe that's how it played out. I don't know,
oh,
join. Hello.
it could have been an assist.
Exactly. I think that's what it was.
That's awesome. But yeah, man, I think the real world is still the best place.
It's the best way to do it.
I mean, look at like what we're talking right now. You can't do this on a dating app because it's not safe for the woman to just connect with
Exactly.
strangers.
Exactly.
But it's also helps when you already like you guys already knew each other from like what, from school or from work or
Exactly.
like a previous job.
Exactly.
So you still need that organized group activity where like you guys are going to do your thing no matter what, and you just happen to be working. Were you working at the same place?
What it was is, it's a coincidence that I actually stopped as soon as I met her. She motivated me to get up out of there and advance my career when it comes to working. But no, I was already working there before she walked in, and
No,
that's
but
pretty.
I mean, you guys knew each other
Oh yeah,
beforehand, right?
yes, yes, yeah, we did.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll see how this project goes, and I definitely learning a lot. I wish I knew what it was like to be a 30-year old or whatever, 35-year-old woman to I don't know what it's like. All I know is that I hear that it can be hard when you've got money, when you've got a great job, and guys can be intimidated, or you don't know where to go to meet a guy, basically, because you can't always meet someone at work. You can't always meet someone through a friend. And as much as we all like to meet someone through school, we're way past that now.
Exactly. If you had advice for the woman on how they should to approach a male, what do you believe would work out the best for them?
I love this question because most women don't want to approach a guy, even if they're strong, successful, even if they're making great money. But if they want what they want, it is probably in their best interest to. So if I were them, I would try to make eye contact with a guy, try to walk towards him from the front. This sounds super cartoon character autistic the way I'm describing it, but you got to think the steps through and just put out your hand and say, "Hi, I'm Julia. What's your name? I come here sometimes. I saw you here maybe a couple times. What do you do here?"
Just a general conversation approach.
100%.
It goes a long
Woman
way.
makes the move.
Exactly, exactly. I think that speaks a lot of confidence.
I think it does speak for confidence too. And that's what a strong woman thinks that she has. And if she feels like the guy's supposed to make the move, he probably did make the move. He probably looked at her a couple times too much. He knew he wanted to walk over.
Right.
And now she's making his move that he really initiated, if she wants to think of it that way.
Got you. It could go either way.
But it's all great to talk about it. Still got to do it.
What my advice to the fellas is um just be yourself and don't over force it and just let it play out. I think that would go a long way. And Emily joined from the Creator League. Thank you. Um, I think just being naturally who you are is the best way. I think just being naturally who you are is the best way to generally like you naturally. Don't fake it. If I had to fake it, I couldn't even imagine having to imagine really getting into a relationship with a female. Then now you got to fake it every day, and there's no way you can just keep up with that. I wouldn't be able to do it. I just wouldn't be able to do it.
I think
So let her see the real you. If she likes you for that, then you earned a lot. Then you earned a lot already right there. You know.
well, hopefully some people hear this, and if they don't feel helped by it, they at least relate to it. That's how I feel.
And same for the females. You know, just um, be be ask questions. Always ask questions. I used to growing up. I never asked questions. I always was the shy person. I'm very outspoken now. All I do is ask questions. I don't care if you're the janitor, you're the CEO, Mark Zuckerberg. I don't care who you are, Elon Musk. I'm going to pull you to the side and I'm going to speak up and I'm going to ask questions. Confidence is the most key, I believe. I believe so. It'll take you a long way, if I'm being honest with you. Raymond, what up?
What kind of questions could a woman ask a man who she's never met before, right off the bat?
Mm, Now, if we're talking, it depends on the scenery of where they're at, the situation, how would they come across each other? Is it somewhere? Are we just out and about at a Walmart? Or are we at it all that all can play a role?
We're at a Walmart.
We're at a Walmart, and she's the first question she can ask a male could be something simple as in, um, obviously you're at Walmart, so hey, what brought you here today? And he replies, well, I'm here to get a vacuum. And oh, so you got it. You clean. You're a clean man. That's nice. Boost their confidence up and speak life into. Sorry for the background. Speak life into the conversation. Like hype. Always be a hype person too. Like hype up your. If you plan on liking somebody, you going there's a possibility you guys can further the conversation. Always be down to hype them up. Be like, oh, so you going to get a vacuum? We got a guy that cleans here in the building, huh? Because not too many fellas clean, and he's like, oh yeah, I clean and such and such. Then the next question could be something easy, as in, always ask the age. Obviously, get the age out the way. I think that just gives you time to think of more questions or how to further the conversation. Allah, hello.
He's going to remember that conversation for years, even if it goes nowhere, in
No,
a good
seriously,
way, too.
seriously. I know for a fact it's all about the approach. The very first approach leaves a very good impression.
And if a woman approaches a man like that, or really however she does, it is never going to be the case that she is going to be asked to leave from the Walmart. She might
Tyrone,
feel embarrassed.
join the team. Became the gifter. Please follow me. I want to be a supporter. Sent the heart me. Thank you. Thank you. Nah, like you said, that's something you're not gonna forget, even way further down the line. Lau, hello.
Do you think that's something that women think about is guys not wanting to go up and say hi because they might feel like, they don't want to be
Harassed in a way.
labeled as something?
I feel like what it is there's too much. The problem is a male, female, because they get that all day, every day. So it's to a point now they think everybody just wants them for one thing, and that's and there's really some good males out here that's like interested in really just being a friend to a person. Out here that's like interested in really just being a friend to a person and deal with men harassing them on a day-to-day basis, no matter what it is. Let's be honest, they get the harassing them on a day-to-day basis, no matter what it is. Let's be honest, they get the is a big gap. They use the word thirsty, so I feel like a lot of men just approach any female they can at this point, so they automatically think you're being you're harassing them, or you're being thirsty.
You have to be selective.
You got to stand out, and you have to address them with generosity and just be who you are, and don't don't hound them down and call them over to you and yell out noises to them to get their attention. You can just simply, like you said, walk up to them, greet them, and just be gentle when it comes to addressing yourself. Where you from, Sam? RS joined from Creator League.
New
Hello.
England?
New England? Shout out to New England. Shout out to New England in the building. From Pennsylvania.
Where are you from?
Pennsylvania.
Shout out to,
Lane,
shout out
hello,
to
hello.
Carnegie Mellon's in
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Say that again.
Oh, I just said Carnegie Mellon and Pennsylvania Wharton.
Yeah.
I think one part of it's hard to vibe if you're a successful, I mean, let's say you went to Wharton or you went to UPenn Medicine or doctor, lawyer. You haven't been in the bar scene. You maybe never were in the bar scene because you were doing what your parents told you to do for 5, 10 years,
Right.
and you gotta learn to love again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I'm almost done.
Do you have any last advice for any women who are looking for a guy or they're trying to feel like something might be missing from their non-professional life?
Um, just stick to what you know. Don't go outside of your box by um, doing things that you usually don't do. Don't force yourself to deal with somebody that you don't have to deal with. Be yourself. Always smile. Keep a smile on your face. RS, like the live. Thank you, RS. Always keep a smile on your face and ask questions. Get to know the person. Always figure out who they are before you um, tie down yourself with them.
I love it, man.
Appreciate it, Sam. Hey, thank you for
Have a great night and
you have a, same to you. Have a good rest of your day. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep up the grind.
right back at you.
Take it easy.
Take care.